Hello, we are live. This is Amy Engelmark. I'm so excited to be with you today. This webinar that you are hopping onto right now is called Breakthrough to Your Fun and Fabulous Life. And you're in the right place if you're in corporate, you're an executive and you're very busy and you need help with time management, stress management. You need help to boost your health. This is also a place for you if you're an entrepreneur and you're balancing a lot and you don't want all your balls to fall to the ground. You want to have a strategy so that you can have time for yourself and your family. You want to have more fun. This is also for you if you're a mompreneur. Those of you who are very busy dealing with a lot of stress and a lot of responsibilities, this webinar covers topics that are going to light you up and fill you with energy again. I want to let you know, first of all, my website before we get going. It's amyengelmark.com/about. That's where you can find out info about the Breakthrough to Your Fun and Fabulous Life program. And hang around because the nuggets that I'm going to share with you today on our webinar are going to be not only fantastic and really helpful, but if you stay till the end and if you're live, then I have a gratitude journal to give to you. I have started using a gratitude journal because of my coach, and I've always loved journaling. But what I can tell you about using a journal like this is that every day when you wake up, every day when you go to sleep, you are going to be focusing on everything that is good in your life. You're going to be redirecting your thoughts to what you are thankful for, what is healthy and true and good and pure. All of those thoughts are going to give you life, and they're going to make your emotional state really healthy, really happy. So stick around for that, and I'll ask a question. If you answer the question correctly, then you will, if you're the first one, you'll have a chance to win that book. Now, I forgot, I need to plug my computer in, so just give me a sec while I go and grab that cord. And while I'm doing that, why don't you enter your name and where you're from in the chat box, and would you please let me know if you can hear me well? I just want to do a tech check and make sure that everyone can hear me well on the call. So just let me know your name, where you're from, if you can hear me well. That would be really helpful, and I'll just go and grab that cord. Now I am all set. So I hope you're having a lovely day and that you're taking charge of your life and how you feel. It's a great place, this webinar, for you to start becoming really more self-aware so that you can take charge of your life and create the life that you desire for yourself. Hey, Kristen, welcome. Awesome, volume and visual is great. Thanks for your feedback. Yes, I don't know what was happening last week, but we're all clear this week in our visuals, so that's awesome. All right, so I am going to get started in the training and share with you what you're going to be learning today. So I will share my screen with you now. Just give me a second. All right, so here it is. This is the Breakthrough to Your Fun and Fabulous Life webinar. It runs every week on Wednesdays at 11, and I totally invite you to join me every week and start developing, creating this life for yourself that maybe you aren't tasting and feeling and experiencing right now, and start decreasing your stress that you might be feeling. Because 2016 can be the most incredible year yet, if you can believe it, in your life, if you just tweak a few areas. So these webinars, they're all about life balance, time management, decreasing your stress, helping you create more free time, being strategic about developing a plan for your health and your mental peace so that you can feel happy with where you're at in life. The webinars are all live, so I encourage you to attend live and really glean all those good nuggets that I have for you. It's helpful to watch the replays too, so welcome if you're watching the replay. And stick around so that you could be one of the person to get this gratitude journal that I'm going to give away today. Everybody likes goodies. So I've got a big promise for you. As somebody who's very busy and wants to have all aspects of their life feel very fulfilling, maybe you want to have better health, you want to travel more, you want to see people who are dear to you more. I'm going to show you the foundation that you need to have so that you can feel successful in all of those areas of your life. And on today's training, we're going to have a lot of fun like usual. I like to have fun, so the more you interact with me on that chat bar, just let me know what you are taking away as I hit a point for you that's like, whoa, I really connect with you there, Amy. Let me know. It's fun to have connection during the call. So I'm going to show you how you can minus the stress in your life, even when you're starting to achieve these different levels of success. I'll talk about the habits that you need to develop in order to be highly successful and have all of that freedom that you want. So we cover proven stress management strategies that have worked for my clients and myself, that if you apply in the next 30 days, you're going to notice new results for yourself. I help you get very clear on what new results you want to create and where you're going to need to make little tweaks so that you don't feel stuck in those areas. And then, how do you break through your fears? How do you break through your insecurities? We'll talk about how to make time so that you can become self-aware enough to figure that out for yourself. We also cover mastering your emotional state and your mindset, your thought life and thought patterns, so that you can live a life that you're really proud of. And I help you get very clear on your goals so that you can commit to only your highest priorities. Commit to the best, right? Instead of just the good. This is me. I know some of you have met me in person or we've worked together over the phone. And then a little bit about me. I'm the author of the upcoming book, From Burnt Out to Bliss. It's a 30-day challenge for high achievers to have more freedom and fun. I'm a speaker, coach, mentor, trainer. I've worked with entrepreneurs. I've worked with executives. I've worked with women and men who want more from life, and they just don't know how to create a plan and access the strategies to be able to have better health, be happier, have better balance, and not lose their success or productivity. So I show them how to do that. I also have hosted workshops live, and I've worked with group coaching programs over the phone, through video, with clients from all over North America. And everything that I teach in these webinars, I've applied in my own life. So the systems that work for my clients have also worked for me. This is me and some of the leaders that I've spoken with, presented with, some people from child development associations to women's business networks and caregiver associations. And me outside, a little bit about me. I absolutely love nature, and I absolutely love my family. These are my children. Simon's on the left, he's 8, and Gavin's on the right, he's 10. There's Gavin with me again, out for a hike, and my family all together. So we absolutely love being outside, and we're always working at becoming better people so that we can enjoy more depth in our relationship together. Okay, so today's webinar is on discovering how exactly can you forgive yourself and others. This is part of a 4-part series. It's called the Ultimate Soul Secrets series. And I really felt compelled to share with you some spiritual things, some soulful topics over the next 4 weeks. So the first topic we're going to cover is, how do you forgive yourself for where you feel like you've screwed up in the past, you've made a mistake and it's had a lasting impact maybe? And how do you forgive other people for causing you pain or discomfort or maybe shame, maybe for disappointing you? How do you forgive those other people? So that's our free webinar training topic for today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about, I'm going to stop this screen share just for a sec so that I can tell you a little bit about my story. When I'm going to tell you one story. I'm going to turn my phone off here. Just a second. A little bit about a story about me and forgiveness. And it was with someone in my life who I felt like, this was many years ago, there's many times that I've had to forgive people. Many times, I'm sure, some that I know of, some that I don't know of and may never know of, where people have had to forgive me. And in this circumstance, I had to forgive someone else. And at that time in my life, I didn't realize how angry and hurt and resentful I was being. It's how I was behaving for probably a good 7 to 10 years of my life. It probably took that long for me to realize, my goodness, I've been holding on to a lot of anger. And it was regarding feeling abandoned, feeling unloved. And it wasn't because of one thing this person did, it was because of a few things. And just one sec. It was over time. It was not on purpose. That other person's actions, they didn't mean to make me feel abandoned or unloved. And I know that was never the purpose, and that person would never want me to feel that way. But I was left from those few occasions feeling that way, and it was a horrible feeling. And I'm sure some of you have felt like you have lived in that place, that prison of unforgiveness, not extending grace towards other people in your life for a very long time. And it does actually feel like a prison. But what's interesting is you don't realize you're putting yourself in prison, that you're holding yourself captive to feeling pain for that long, until you take some time to realize, forgiveness is actually meant to free the person who's holding the grudge, or the person who's holding on to pain or anger or resentment or blame towards someone else that has hurt you. And I'm sad to say that in that example of my life, it took me that long to realize that I just needed to talk to this person, express my emotions, and let them know how I was feeling, where I was coming from, my perspective, and be able to let go of those emotions and that perspective I had held for a long time in my heart. And when I did, ever since, it's been a breakthrough area in my life. And I can happily celebrate that I no longer have those feelings at all, and I'm not chained to any beliefs about, that I'm always going to be abandoned by people that I love deeply, or that I'm always going to, or that, I don't hold the view of myself anymore that I'm only lovable for certain aspects of myself. Not all of me is lovable and all of me deserves love. Now that's my perspective. So I've had a breakthrough in this area. I realized the humongous power of forgiveness, and that power is totally accessible to you as well. You can access that. a little bit of a problem speaking English. So I just want to leave you with that. There is power in forgiving people because you're not actually necessarily setting them free. It does have that effect, but more so it is so that you can be set free and you can experience all the good things that come as you learn to forgive other people. You're actually setting your own self free. So let's hop back into the screen share and I can move forward. All right. So discover how to forgive yourself and others. Let's get into the juicy bits. Gandhi once said, I loved this forgiveness quote. Gandhi said, "Forgiveness is an attribute of the strong." And interestingly enough, we tend to think that maybe we are weak if we forgive others. Maybe that means we're weak. Maybe that means we give up too easily. Those type of thoughts can actually get in the way of you forgiving other people. You know, it's actually an act of love and strength to forgive other people. This topic excites me so much because for those of you that this topic hits home, you're going to experience some breakthroughs and some beautiful, increase in depth of self-awareness that's really going to bring beautiful gifts and blessings and freedom into your life. I love it. Gandhi says, forgiveness is an attribute of the strong. And the primary purpose of forgiveness is actually to aid in your own healing, like I was talking about, your own well-being. It sets you free, from the prison that you can keep yourself in just because you don't extend, you're choosing to not extend, maybe this is you right now, you're choosing to not extend forgiveness to that other person or those other people. And what you're actually doing is you're choosing to stay stuck. You're choosing to stay imprisoned. And I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. I was going to say I'm sorry to bring that truth out into the open, but I think maybe some of you were already aware of that and some of you are like, okay, this is ringing true for me right now. These are some of the things that can actually get in the way of you being able to forgive, because forgiveness is not a natural instinct that we have. Because when our pride or self-esteem is injured because of something someone else has done, or our dreams and our expectations are disappointed, we kind of feel like we want justice and we judge other people harshly for their actions. Whereas when we make a mistake, when we say something that's hurtful and we want to be able to take it back, or when we act and we're not happy with our actions, we're much gentler on ourselves usually. Some of you are typically hard on yourselves, and maybe that's an area that you need to work on and take some time to understand why you're beating yourself up so much. But typically, we let ourselves off the hook. We say, we give ourselves some sort of excuse when we make a mistake, but we judge other people really harshly and typically don't take the time to look at things from their perspective. So pride and self-esteem and disappointment can really get in the way of you forgiving other people. So get your pens and paper out right now. If you want to make some fancy notes, or you just want to write down some bullet points of things that hit home for you so you can dwell on this, take a few minutes after the webinar or later today to look back at what struck a chord with you, it would be really helpful. So we're getting into this inner turmoil, this tug of war now. In the process of forgiving, getting to that place where you can forgive, we just talked about how naturally, we don't really want to forgive. Like, give me a reason. Why should I forgive? You say it's important, Amy, but truthfully, is it going to make that much of a difference? Am I going to experience that much more freedom? So I'm going to give you my reasons why I feel forgiveness is going to open and unleash beautiful blessings, happiness, and joy into your life and your relationships. So here goes. These would be important to write down. Here are the personal rewards that forgiveness enables you to have. Forgiveness reduces your anger, big time. It decreases how hurt you feel. It decreases depression. It's been known to improve your physical health, your emotional and mental health. It decreases your stress when you forgive. And here's what it increases in your life. It increases feelings of optimism. It increases feelings of hope. It increases compassion for other people. It increases your physical vitality. It allows you to feel vital and alive and thriving. It also helps you develop conflict resolution skills, and it majorly boosts your confidence when you're able to get to that level where you can extend with grace and compassion forgiveness even when you don't feel it's merited. So those are the personal rewards, from my opinion. Things that it reduces and things that it increases. So if you're just joining the call, let us know where you're from, what your name is, and make sure that you let me know if you can hear me well. Okay, so you have a choice. You can choose to be the hero or the victim of your life. And really, who wants to be a victim? Doesn't feel really cool to be the victim. Like, who wants to play the victim in a movie? Well, you're in your own movie in your life right now. You're playing a part. And you get the choice to choose what role you're going to play. So you don't need to forget or deny the hurt that you feel, or even reconcile with other people, or maybe, whoever it is you felt hurt by. But you can be a hero when you forgive. You can be a hero in your own life. But forgiveness doesn't mean you need to forget or deny that hurt or even reconcile sometimes. So you need to make a choice. Making a choice means you're cutting off from all other possibilities. You're choosing one path. You're choosing one path and you're committing to it. Yeah. Here's a testimonial from a client of mine. She really chose to choose life. She chose to develop new patterns, new thinking patterns for herself, so that she could get out of a negative mental space and create some beautiful changes in her work life, the balance she had between her personal time and family time, so that she could feel happier, more alive, and healthier. So life is all about choice. That's what I love to share with my clients, is you have so much power just in the decisions that you make to create the changes that you want to experience in your life. You've totally got the power within you. So let's talk about the steps that you need to take. Write down these steps to be able to forgive. Step number 1 is to be able to interrupt. You want to totally cut off that inner critic inside. So this is what the inner critic might be saying. You're never going to be the same. Ever since that happened, ever since they said that thing about you, ever since they took that action, it's changed your life forever, period. The end. They've damaged you. They've changed who you are. Now you can't be free to express yourself. Now you need to believe this about yourself. So that inner critic is really going to damage your view of yourself and your view of what's possible in the future for your life in regards to personal growth, relationships, career, whatever you want to create that's out of alignment right now. You need to take a stand and you need to guard your thoughts. And not only do you need to cut off that inner critic, but you actually need to redirect your thinking. So, what would you need to think in order, instead of being critical of yourself and deciding that this is how life is going to be forever and ever now because of something that happened in my past? This is who I'm going to show up as forever and ever now. This is the truth forever now. Instead of all of these absolutes, what would you need to replace your thinking with? How about something like, I have the ability to change who I am. I don't need to look to others for my value. I already know I'm valuable. I'm not damaged goods. I'm actually whole. I am on my own path to healthiness, inner healthiness. So what would you need to believe about yourself? What would you need to believe about others? I'm always being given second chances, so I can extend second chances to others. What would you need to believe? Here's the second step. Change your story. So you've been given this blank book. I believe that the God of the universe has a big plan for your life. That's maybe a gutsy thing to say because a lot of the time people avoid spiritual talk. They avoid talking about their own opinions. But I don't believe you should avoid talking about what's most dear to you. So if you do believe, like I do, that there is a God who loves you very much and has a big plan, a big story for your life, and that God is offering you the opportunity to be a co-creator, be part of the process of writing your life, then how would you change your story? Because when you change your story, you won't have to live in that pain-focused story anymore, because you have a choice. Many of my clients have made a choice to change their story, and it's changed how they feel inside their hearts. It's changed the thoughts that they daily focus on, and it's transformed their relationships. And you have the same ability yourself to act in powerful ways, to take powerful steps. Yes, it's totally scary. It's totally scary. I've been scared many times when I've taken little steps even, and totally been scared when I've taken big steps. But it's an option. You either can stay like letting anger towards other people eat away at you and imprison you, or you can muster up compassion and empathy and change your story. Here's the third step. You envision yourself as this pigeon on top of a very tall building. You have an option. You can adjust your perspective. You can fly down and sit in a tree down there at the bottom of the city, and you get a close-up view. But if you fly to the top of the tallest building and you look at your life, you look at the people who have harmed you, hurt you, impacted your life in a negative way sometimes. And as you look at life from their perspective, you naturally are given more compassion for people. You're given the ability to extend more grace to people. if you just look at life through your own perspective, from your own shoes, it's very limiting. So I encourage you to take a step out of your own shoes and visually put yourself in that other person's shoes. They're not perfect, are they? And if you've been very judgmental towards them, you've probably noted to yourself already that they are very imperfect, but so are you. We all are, and we all need forgiveness. So adjust your perspective, and that will really help. Here's another testimonial of a client of mine who had a major perspective shift. She went from feeling like there was way too many priorities and her workload was way too massive. She had people that required many things of her every day, so many deadlines to meet. And she was feeling totally squished and stressed and full of anxiety. And when she changed her perspective and she took a step back from her life, she saw how she was actually capable of achieving great things, bigger things than she could even imagine, because she switched her perspective and the thoughts she was thinking. So this is what we do in the programs that I run. I help you transform beliefs that have been holding you back so you can have breakthroughs in those areas of your life that you are so eagerly wanting to change. Isn't this awesome? I couldn't resist using this picture. This is the fourth step, Batman. He's so gracious. The fourth step is asking for more compassion and more patience when you feel like you can't naturally extend that to someone who's hurt you just because you're not feeling it. Sometimes you have to muster up compassion and grace for other people, empathy for other people, even when you don't feel it naturally. So what I mean here, ask for it if you believe in a higher power, if you believe in Jesus, if you believe in God. Ask, because God loves to answer prayers. So when you feel like you're totally weak, you can be filled with a supernatural strength. And even a love for other people. Sometimes you have to love other people before you can like them. Sometimes you need to be filled with patience that comes from on high before you can extend that to someone. And you know, it's like, let's backtrack to I think it was the third step there. You need to remember that you have been forgiven many times. That's what I need to remember often. I've been forgiven so many times. So why can't I extend that to other people? They need it as well, right? We need it for our relationships to be able to move forward in a healthy way. Hey, Colin, great to have you on the call. I see you've popped on. Welcome from the UK. Awesome. Glad you can hear me. So that fourth step, write that step down. Ask for more of what you need, because more will be given to you. But you first have to trust and believe that you can have access to patience for other people, forgiveness, compassion when you don't naturally feel it. Ask for more. I ask for it all the time, and even when I'm feeling super stressed out, I'm met. I'm given what I need. And I can think of a client right now who I'm working with privately, and she has needed a lot of patience with herself. She's needed to forgive herself. She's needed to forgive her spouse. And, you know, if you're in a relationship, that's one of the greatest places to learn how to forgive. It's like this ground of personal growth that we need to always be taking care of the soil in order for great vegetables and flowers to grow. Relationships are a perfect opportunity for us to practice. So I'm going to leave you with this. Ask yourself, do I want things bitter or better? So you have a choice. Do you want to keep feeling bitter towards that person or people? Or do you want things to get better inside your heart, inside your mind, in that relationship? Maybe you're done. You don't need any reconciliation in that relationship. You don't want to move forward in that relationship. But in other relationships, you will want to move forward. And that forgiveness is going to allow you to deepen your connection with other people. It's going to enable you to feel more and more connected, feel like you're healthier and healthier as a person and in a relationship with your spouse, your extended family, your children. What better way to be a role model for your kids, if you have kids, for your patients and clients, for your employers and your employees, for your coworkers. You are actually a role model right now in life to many people, and they're watching you. So just choose wisely. We all can practice forgiving, and it's a trainable skill, thankfully, right? Just like we train our bodies to look the way we want them to look, we have to go to the gym or run or mountain bike or surf or skydive or wakeboard, whatever you like to do. Maybe you like to dance. All of that is training your body to become strong in a certain way. Reading, continual reading grows your mind, right? Expands your mind. So how are you going to practice forgiving? How are you going to put this training into practice? That's what I want to know. Because after these webinars, my desire for you is to put it into action. You don't want to just listen to these webinars and then go about your regular life and then watch them, then the new one the next week, and never apply what I'm sharing with you. Then it would just be a waste, right? So think of a time that you've needed forgiveness. It's hard to know why people act the way that they do sometimes, but when you make room for grace, you make room for that bigger perspective, looking at life through their shoes, then it helps for you to be able to let go and move forward. And why do you want to stay in prison anyways? Why do you want to feel there's no need to be attached to pain or hurt, attached to being a victim, when you can choose to be a hero and create your own story? So how long will you wait for the perfect timing to forgive? I know it's uncomfortable, it's difficult to forgive, but it's going to set you free, right? When I work with clients in my group, the biggest thing they tell me is that the support, the high accountability, and the mentorship, that's what helps them break through. That's what helps them move to the next level of their life in leadership, in excellence, in personal growth, developing the life that they want. What is it costing you? What is it costing you to stay in the place that you're at right now in your relationships? Or to stay in the place right now where you're at emotionally? There's some big costs that some of you might be dealing with that you don't need to be dealing with anymore. Often your family is also paying a price. Your relationships might be paying a price because you could be holding back in areas just because you've been choosing not to take small risks and expand your comfort zone. You have to remember, you have a choice. So in the next 30 days, what would it mean for you to have more time and less stress and be just as productive? Because you can. This is my invitation for you to create amazing life balance, totally decrease your stress, improve your health in the next 30 to 60 days. How many of you would like to do that? I know I'm always working on it with a vengeance. So I help people conquer their stress and really kickstart their health to a level that they're just super pumped about, so impressed. I have the best program for you. if you fall into this category, you just feel like, yes, this training is for me. It's called the Breakthrough to Your Fun and Fabulous Life. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Here's the details. It's an exclusive 6-month-long program where you have one-to-one support. So I coach you privately over the phone for an hour every month. And the first month is about an hour and a half. If we need that, we can use that time. I work with you in a group setting as well every week. I coach you for an hour as a group, and there's training in those calls, and there's ample time for Q&A to answer any question that you have. Any question you have, even if you ask it 10 times, that's a great opportunity to get accountability and support. And then I mentor you through the modules that are in the private members area, and you have access to that for your whole lifetime. There are audios, videos, and worksheets you can print out, and you can find out more about the program at amyengelmark.com/about. My offer for you today, if you're like, yes, I'm ready, I'm committed to my own growth, I want to see changes, I've waited long enough, then I invite you to go to amyengelmark.com/breakthrough, and you can apply for a free hour. I've got about an hour to give you in the next week or so. So that's how I can offer to help you. So I've set this time aside. So to help you develop more of the freedom that you want, minus the stress. So I'll take the time to walk you through what may be holding you back and help you get very clear on the action steps you need to put into place and take action on so that you can see new results. So apply today at amyengelmark.com. About is where you want to go to find out more about the program, but amyengelmark.com/breakthrough is where you want to go to apply for that free hour with me if you're interested in finding out more, if you want to access some keys from me and get some coaching. So here is a client testimonial I'll leave you with. One of the women who was part of my group last year, she's a business owner on Vancouver Island, where I live on the west coast of Canada. And she noticed some pretty big breakthroughs that she wasn't even expecting. On top of the personal growth that she took away from the program, she noticed a transformation in her family life where she was experiencing more respect and love and deeper connection with her spouse and her children. So she was really happy with her results. All right, so I am going to leave you with that, and I will stop the screen share and say goodbye to you from here. But before I do, I would like to give one of you this free journal, the gratitude journal I was talking about at the beginning of the call. And I'm also going to put up 2 free chapters of the e-version of my book. And it's From Burnt Out to Bliss, a 30-day challenge for high achievers who want more freedom and fun. So let me get you that link right now. And I will put it in, just give me a second here, in the chat box there to the right, so that you can go and check it out and have it for yourself. Here you go. Okay, make sure you can let me know if you can access that. And here is the link I will leave you with to get access to the breakthrough session with me. You can apply for that breakthrough session on the link to the right on your screen, amyengelmark.com/breakthrough. It'd be my pleasure to spend an hour with you and really connect to see if this would be the right program for you and how I can support you best. So who can tell me I have 2 countries that are my favorite countries to travel to, and I'm super excited because this winter we are going back to one of those countries. It's a place that I never actually thought I would enjoy. So I'm going to ask you, do you know what one of my 2 favorite top countries is to travel to? I'm not sure, Colin, if you know where those are. Kristen may know, may have a clue. Whoever can guess one of those countries first will get this gratitude journal, and it will arrive at your doorstep or your mailbox. If you don't know, you can take a guess while I refill on my water. It's so hot right now. It's lovely. It feels like summer in May. Ooh, Kristen, Mexico is a good guess, but it's not Mexico. Do you want to guess another time? I'll give you guys a hint, Kristen and Colin. What's it known for? Well, incredible hiking, super lush. I thought it was too Americanized and that I wouldn't like it because of that, but then I fell in love. So this is probably my second favorite place to go, this country that I'm talking about. And I invite you to take a guess. Yes, Kristen, it's Hawaii. So I will send you this gratitude journal. Congratulations. I hope you all got great nuggets from this webinar today. And stay tuned because next week, the 3 coming weeks from now, these are what I'm going to be covering in this Ultimate Soul Secrets. Oh, New Zealand. Colin, I love New Zealand as well. But I've been to the North Island once, and I've never been to the South Island, and I hear it's a lot like the West Coast of Canada. You're welcome, Kristen. You're going to get it soon in the mail. So send me your address so that I can send it to you, okay? What did I want to tell you? Lost my train of thought, but I encourage you to apply the nuggets that you took away from today. And here are the topics in the Soul Secret series coming up. How to find your joy. More spiritual truths that I'm going to reveal to you that are secrets, and I'm not going to tell you what they are yet. It's fun to have some secrets. And how to create rock solid self-worth. Today's webinar was how to discover or how to apply the keys to forgive yourself and others. So lots of love to you all in the UK, Whitehorse. Thanks for joining me live, and I will see you next week on the webinar series. Take care.